This is Shane Watson here for Priority Boxing Promotions. We have the WBO King with us, Colin Mcmillan. How are you, my man?
Not too bad, my man, not too bad.
We've got a very exciting evening here tonight. Deontay Wilder, Laos, full of charisma, and he's going to be here tonight talking about his career, which, as much as he's had a lot of fights, he's still got a lot left in him, obviously. So it's not like he's come to the end of his career and he's speaking about it. What kind of night do you expect from him tonight? What do you expect for him to say, and how do you
I'm not too sure. I mean, I haven't actually met him myself. It's the first time for me. Looking forward to seeing him. He's one of the most exciting heavyweights out there. You know, I mean, pound for pound, I think the biggest puncher in the game. So it'd be nice to hear what he's got to say, where we think his future's going to lie, who he's looking at fighting. But like I say, he's very, very exciting, and I'm looking forward to today.
He said some controversial things in the past, and obviously we've had a very hard week in boxing last week with the two very sad deaths that the boxing suffered from. Do you think some of the comments he makes about saying he wants a body on his record and things like that, do you think that's a little bit too far?
I think so. I think as an athlete, sometimes you've got to try and rise above that, and people are watching you all the time, and sometimes you say certain things, but they can be taken out of context. You know, boxing is a very dangerous sport. You know, when we get out there, we always know that we put ourselves on the line, and you know, I don't think nobody willingly kind of goes in there to do damage and to do permanent harm to anybody. So, you know, sometimes I think you've got to try and pick your words a little bit more carefully, and realise that there are a lot of people looking out there and they're watching what you say and looking to jump on it. There are a lot of people who are on the anti-boxing bandwagon, and if you give them any kind of fuel, you know, it provokes their cause. So you've got to try and, you know, act like a champion and say the right things at the right time sometimes.
Being a former world champion yourself, and obviously having some tough fights through your career as well, if someone said that to you, like for example at a press conference, at a weigh-in, how would that make you feel as a fighter?
Not really, because I don't think it's genuine. I don't really think it actually meant that, you know, because I think we all know, you know, the dangers of the game. I've been around for a long time. I've seen, you know, close friends, people like Rod Douglas, Michael Watson, Bradley Stone, people who've had, you know, lost their lives or had permanent damage. So I know how dangerous boxing can be, and I think we all realise that. So I don't really think he meant it like that. And you know, I don't think if you were a fighter, it's not nice to hear, but I think you would know that it's not coming from a genuine place.
Obviously, boxing has been crazy this last week. I want to go on to Dylan Whyte. Obviously, it's a massive shock what's happened, although we don't really know what has actually happened, and that's the problem here. A lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon, but what we do know is he did essentially fail a drug test. That's the one fact that we do have, and we don't, it was a banned substance. Apparently, it's like a weight stripper. I'm not too sure. I'm not claiming to be a scientist or anything. But what's your thoughts on that? And what's your thoughts on the fight going ahead? And also, like, not telling Rivas' team, not telling WBC. What's your thoughts around that whole thing?
Yeah, I think as you say, sometimes until you know the full facts, it's very, very hard to make any kind of judgment. You know, I've known Dylan from, you know, when he first started, he used to go to his early fights, and you know, good guy, and I've done a lot to kind of like rebuild his career and kind of get back up there and that. And you know, I'm surprised because obviously, given the first problems he had before, that he wouldn't be a bit more, you know, careful about what's been administered to him. You've got to try and take a bit of accountability and make sure you don't take anything. So, as I say, we'll have to wait until the full facts emerge, and hopefully, you know, he's kind of cleared. I'd like him to be cleared. I think he's an exciting addition to the heavyweight scene, and you know, I'm, you know, fingers crossed that, you know, for whatever's happened, when it comes to light, hopefully he can kind of progress and hopefully move on to the, you know, the clean athlete.
See, the thing is, when you fail drug tests, obviously we see a lot of the time they get 6-month bans, and some fighters only fight every 6 months, so there's not even like they've had a ban at all. What do you think is a suitable ban for someone who's failed a drug test?
I think you've got to always judge on a particular case. It all depends on what kind of drug you've taken. If it's like something like marijuana or recreational drug or whatever, but you know, what we got to understand is, you know, boxing is a dangerous sport, and when you get there, if you are taking performance enhancing drugs, you have the ability to do permanent damage, and that's why I think you've got to have, you know, zero tolerance to any kind of drugs. You know, sometimes, you know, you can plead a bit of ignorance, sometimes you don't know what you're taking, and with today's life there's so many different kind of like stuff to take. You don't always know what you are taking, but you've got to try and be a bit wiser and make sure you don't take anything illegal, because as I say, you do have the potential to cause, you know, permanent damage, particularly heavyweight.
Oh, of course. I mean, I don't know. My personal opinion is, I feel if you fail one drug test, okay, you get your ban, but you can come back. I think you fail 2, and I'm not speaking about Dylan White's situation, because like I said, we don't know the ins and outs of that yet. But in general, I feel like you should have a lifetime ban. Because first time, okay, you can make a mistake. Second time, you should know better.
I mean, I do agree with you. I'd say first time, you know, you can kind of say, you can plead ignorance. Second time, you've got to be more careful. You've got to make sure you're 100% sure what you're taking, and making sure it's not on the banned list and that. But as I say, you know, we have to wait until the full facts emerge, and I'm hopeful that, you know, it'll be positive for Dylan, I hope.
Okay, thanks for providing boxing promotions. It's great to have you on. I hope you enjoy your evening tonight.